Alrighty, we're going back into Yov. Alright, we're back on. We're going back into Yov chapter 7. Sam will do the reading. And something we wanted just to mention was, when we hear the words of Yov's friends, just to not take it all as doctrine, to even test their words, the good and the bad advice that they may be given, just to be mindful of that. Okie dokies, all yours. Take it away, Sam.
Hello, everyone. We'll be reading from the scriptures. Verse 1. Does not man have to struggle on earth? For his days are like the days of a hired man, like a servant who sighs for the shade, and like a hireling longing for his wages. So I am allotted months of futility, and nights of trouble have been appointed to me. When I lie down, I say, when am I going to rise, and the night be ended? For I have had my fill of tossing till dawn. My body is covered with worms and dirt, my skin is cracked, and it festers. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and are spent without expectancy. Remember that my life is a breath, my eye is never again to see good. Verse 8. The eye of him who sees me no longer. Your eyes are upon me, and I am no more. The cloud fades and vanishes away, so he who goes down to Sheol does not come up. He returns no more to his house, nor does his place know him any more. I also, I do not hold my mouth, I speak in the distress of my spirit, I complain in the bitterness of my being. Am I the sea, or a sea monster, that you set a guard over me? Verse 13. When I say, my bed does comfort me, my couch does ease my complaint, then you frighten me with dreams and make me afraid with visions, so that my being chooses strangling, death, rather than my bones. I have wasted away, I would not live forever. Leave me alone, for my days are a breath. What is man that you should make him great, that you should set your heart on him, that you should visit him every morning, trying him every moment? Verse 19. How long do you not look away from me, nor leave me alone till I swallow my saliva? Have I sinned? What have I done to you, O watcher of men? Why have you set me as your target, so that I am a burden to you? And why do you not pardon my transgression and take away my crookedness? For now I lie down in the dust, and you shall seek me, but I am not.
Did you have anything you want to note on that chapter, Sam? No. So what are you saying?
I think this is pretty much Job just kind of like really depressed. I mean, he's kind of looking at it as like, cool, why do you care about a human being so much? Why are you bothering yourself with a creation that's so beneath you? Why do you bother observing us and testing us to see if we're going to sin or not? Like, so he's kind of like, it's almost like he's feeling so bad for himself at this point, where he's kind of like questioning why you would care so much what a man does and what that's basically what I got from this chapter. It's kind of like he's feeling sorry for himself.
Yeah. Cry out in anguish of my soul. D-Rod, did you have something? Thank you. I muted you. Okay, no. I'm still on the Eliphaz trip, so.
I do got something.
Okay, you do. Okay, go ahead.
I was saying you didn't unmute me. Okay. Well, that first verse, 1 through 3, that's like for every person that, works and struggles. I got out of that, like trying to, I don't know, maybe it's going off topic, but I mean, it is a struggle here in, Babylon here, trying to work and keep the feast days and keep days like that. So I felt that when I read that, like, does not man have to struggle on earth, for his days are like the days of a hired man? That's what I got out of that.
You got basically the struggles that we got to go through.
Yeah, on earth.
Trying to navigate through Babylonian type society.
And then I seen a depression too, like Doug was saying, that he is depressed. Now he's asking, have I sinned, in verse 20. And in 21, he's saying, pardon my transgression. So either does he think he sinned, or he knows if he had a sin, even though we know that Satan is testing him and to see if he curses Yahuwah. But he's also thinking he sinned now. He's starting to think he sinned. Is that safe to say?
I took it as he knows he's a sinner, as in he's sinned before. Like just cleanse me, clean me from my iniquity. That's how I took it, in a sense. Like, I cry, to Yahuwah. I think of David's prayer in Psalms where he says, even the hidden, like, clean me from the hidden things that are in my heart. In that sense, that's kind of how I took it.
I was getting it because he's saying, have I sinned? What have I done to you? Like, I took it as if he was listening to Eliphaz, and it was starting to, like, Eliphaz was starting to, that word I'm looking for.
Get to his head.
Yeah, get to his head, so to speak. Have influence on him to think that maybe I did sin. That's just what I got out of that part, that curse.
No, I hear you. Good thought. Because talking about Eliphaz, I was looking at verse 13 and 14. It says, when I say my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaint, then you scare me with dreams and terrify me through visions. And because remember, Eliphaz was saying how he had a vision before, or he had a dream and he saw an unknown spirit or something like that. And so I'm still trying to figure out Eliphaz and his intention, everything that he's trying to, the words that he uses. Because there's sometimes, I'll be real, like sometimes it's like the best part of my day is going to sleep, because then it's just everything, you just forget about everything. You sleep until you wake up, and then you got to deal with the troubles and all that, and get back to the grind and everything like that. So I hear him, but he's saying even in that, you're talking about these visions and these dreams, and it's like, where am I supposed to find any comfort? Basically, I just hear Yob's cry for saying, I need to be comforted. I need to be comforted in this time.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gathering.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna add, I think Job also realizes the reality of, as righteous as we live, we will never ever be 110% without sin. There's always going to be sin indwelling in us, and I think he realizes that. And just as a precaution to Yahuwah, he's saying, "If I have sinned, please blot me out." Because sometimes I know I've dealt with this. I've sinned and not even known it. We're not always going to know right away that we've sinned. Sometimes out of anger, we might have done it by mistake, or even had a thought that maybe we forgot about, that we had a sinful thought. So either way, I think he's kind of just covering his bases, to be honest. And I've done it before where I'm like, I don't know if I sinned today or transgressed your law or not, but please forgive me. So I can kind of relate to what he's saying right here. And First John actually says, if a man says that sin is not in him, he's lying to himself. He's fooling himself. So yes, we can become less sinful, but we can never be without sin as carnal human beings.
I agree on that. Like, you mean if, like, some people go to bed angry when they're mad, and it says not to do that. Well, that's kind of like sinning too. I mean, they're told not to go to bed angry. You're going to bed angry, and those are things you don't think about. That could be a transgression. Those are like little things you don't think about.
No, you're fine, dear. You're fine.
There's other people in here talking.
No, that's cool.
Yelling at the cat.
Alrighty, we're good to go to the next chapter. Shauna, it looks like it's gonna rain. Shauna, you want to read chapter 8? I see your hands raised, Shauna. I'll unmute you just in case.
Yeah, I'll read it.
Okay.
If I just want to say though that if my son comes in, starts making noise, somebody please take over, because I don't want to disrupt the study.
Cool beans. I'll be your backup.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Okay, chapter 8. Then answered Bildad and Shushai and said, how long will you speak these things, and how long shall the words of your mouth be like a strong wind? Does El pervert judgment, or does El Shaddai pervert justice? If your children have sinned against him, and have cast them away for their transgression, if you would seek unto El early, and make your supplication to El Shaddai, if you were pure and upright, surely now he would awake for you, to make the habitation of your righteousness prosperous. Though your beginning was small, yet your latter end should greatly increase. For inquire, I pray you, of the former age, and prepare yourself to the search of their fathers. For we are but of yesterday, and know nothing, because our days upon earth are a shadow. Shall not they teach you and tell you and utter words out of their heart? Can the rush grow up without mire? Can the flag grow without water? While it is yet in his greenness and not cut down, it withers before any other herb. So are the paths of all that forget El, and the hypocrites' hope shall perish. Whose hope shall be cut off, and whose trust shall be a spider's web. He shall lean upon his house, but it shall not stand. He shall hold it fast, but it shall not endure. He is green before the sun, and his branch shoots forth in his garden. His roots are wrapped about the heap, and seize the place of stones. If he destroy him from his place, then it shall deny him, saying, I have not seen you. Behold, this is the joy of his way, and out of the earth shall others grow. Behold, El will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers, till he find your mouth with laughing and your lips with rejoicing. They that hate you shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught.
Any thoughts on that, sis?
Not really. I'll let you guys go forward in discussing. I need to take a moment to usually kind of like digest it before I.
Cool beans. Cool beans. Go ahead, T-Rap. I'll read you. There you go.
I keep hitting the wrong button. All right. I liked verse 9. I don't know if some reason it spoke to me. For we are but of yesterday and know not, because our days on earth are as a shadow. I like that verse. I don't know why, but it just spoke to me. Anybody got anything on that verse?
Yeah, it makes me think of where like our lives are like the grass that withers away. It's here one moment and it's gone like that.
Mm.
It fleets very quickly. I mean, it's like just yesterday I was born, and then now I'm older, and then soon before I flash my eyes, if you allows, for me to see a lot of years. But it's like it's just our days are quick. It vanishes like nothing. And what I'm getting from this though is another friend though. Like I think these are harsh daggers to Yogi. He's saying this guy's like in verse 4. If your children have not sinned, no, if your children have sinned against him, he cast them away for their transgression. He killed all 10 of your children because if they sin. I mean, it's this constant like, Job, stop speaking like that. Like this is because of sin. This is our lives are but a wither. It fades away so quickly, and this is because of their unrighteousness or unrighteousness that come from evildoers. And the way it says in verse 20, behold, El will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. But when we look in Ecclesiastes, the whole question that Solomon goes through, and I know later on, is like where Solomon's like, you reign on the just and the unjust alike, basically. They still get punishments, they still get judgments, sometimes they get blessings, and so it's like it all happens, and it questions why does the perverse man win out, but his life is actually fleeting. In the end, the righteous will overcome and things like that. So it's kind of like I just keep seeing these daggers, and at the same time, I have to look at it from their point of view, the friends' point of view of, I mean, why would people allow all this to happen if it wasn't because of sin? You know, it's a natural, sometimes a natural question, but that's why we really gotta be discerning and test everything. And I've seen it, you know, the group where we test things.
I got something to add. This sounds like the prosperity gospel. In the beginning of the chapter, how long will you go on like this? You sound like a blessed woman. Does Yahuwah twist justice? Does the Almighty twist what is right? Your children must have transgressed against them, so their punishment was well deserved. But if you pray to Yahuwah and seek the favor of the Almighty, and if you are pure and live with integrity, He will surely rise up and restore your happy home. To me, that sounds like the Joel Osteen gospel. You know, you do whatever is right, and JC doesn't want us to be poor. You know, as long as you know you're obeying Yahuwah, you know, you'll have riches, you'll have this, you'll have that. To me, that's what it sounds like he's saying. He's saying like if you were obeying Yahuwah and seeking Yahuwah, you would still have your home. You still have this, all these material possessions. So to me, it sounds like Satan. Sounds like stuff he would say. As long as you do what's right, you know, you'll have the great things in life, or what materialism and all that. And I don't know, to me that spoke to me because I see that a lot, the prosperity type of thing, you know, get your blessings today, get your best life now. And I don't know, it spoke to me on that verse that says, you know, you seek the favor of the Almighty, and if you are pure and with integrity, He will surely rise up and restore your happy home. And though you are started with little, you will end with much. I mean, to me, that sounds kind of like, you know, as long as we're doing what Yahuwah asks of us, He's going to give us all these riches, all this stuff. That's what I got out of that.
All right, I'm going to go to the next chapter. All right, chapter, or did you want to read it?
No, I haven't read yet. Yeah, sure. Job's third speech, a response to Bildad. Then Job spoke again. Yes, I know all this is true in principle, but how can a person be declared innocent in Yahuwah's sight? If someone wanted to take Yahuwah to court, would it be possible to answer him even once in 1,000 times? For Yahuwah is so wise and so mighty, who has ever challenged him successfully. Without warning, he moves the mountains, overturning them in his anger. He shakes the earth from its place, and its foundations tremble. If he commands it, the sun won't rise, the stars won't shine. He alone has spread out the heavens and marches on the waves of the sea. He made all the stars, the bear and Orion. Maybe it's talking about the bear. Bears.
Arcturus, Orion.
Yeah, Arcturus is probably what they're using for the bear. Orion and the Pleiades, the constellations of the southern sky. He does great things too marvelous to understand. He performs countless miracles. Yet, when he comes near, I cannot see him. When he moves by, I do not see him go. If he snatches someone in death, who can stop him? Who dares to ask, what are you doing? And Yahuwah does not restrain his anger. Even the monsters of the sea are crushed beneath his feet. So who am I that I should try to answer Yahuwah or even reason with him? Even if I were right, I would have no defense. I could only plead for mercy. And just to stop, this reminds me of the book of Romans where Paul says, let every man be found a liar and Yahuwah be true. So that kind of reminded me there.
this kind of made me think of the conversation we were having of asking why. But why this, why that? And I mean, now we know Job was righteous because Yahuwah himself said he was righteous. You know, in all the earth in chapter 1, you know, have you beheld my servant Job and stuff like that, the upright man. And Job's response, I get more from Job than from his friends, I'll be honest, because I know that he's righteous, I guess you could say. But the fact that he says, like, who can even answer to you? Even if I was righteous, I still can't answer him. I would just have to bring up my supplication to him. I would have to plead to him still. And I mean, that goes to show we are all in that place of needing his mercy and grace. I mean, even us walking in Torah, even us believing in Messiah, it's because of his grace and mercy that we still have to constantly come before him in repentance and just a heart of, Yahuwah, spare me, like, have mercy on me to walk according to your ways, and have mercy on me and give me a steadfast spirit and grow me in faith to faith and glory to glory, because we can't do it on our own. It's not us. It's not us. Our flesh is constantly at battle with the Ruach, with his Ruach, you know, that enmity. But we have to win out because we can't gratify the flesh. We have to walk in the spirit, and it's possible through him. So I'm just getting Job is, you know, saying no one can come against Yahuwah and win. Basically, we're always going to be in his at his mercy. Basically, literally always at his mercy.
Yeah. 16. And even if I summoned him and he responded, I'm not sure he would listen to me. For he attacks me with a storm and repeatedly wounds me without cause. He will not let me catch my breath, but fills me instead with bitter sorrows. If it's a question of strength, he's the strong one. If it's a matter of justice, who dares to summon him to court? Yeah. And he's saying he's innocent. He's saying he's innocent, even being righteous and innocent. We still can't stand before Yahuwah and say we're innocent. My own mouth would pronounce me guilty. And that reminds me of Romans 2, where he says, no man can stand before you who are righteous. Remember that? Christians twist that. Though I am blameless, it would prove me wicked. The end of verse 20. Though I am innocent, my own mouth would pronounce me guilty. Basically, our mouths betray us. Though I am blameless, it would prove me wicked.
Wow, that's blameless. Remember we were using that?
Yeah.
That word?
Yeah, who makes him blameless? Yahuwah. So that's wow. I am innocent, but it makes no difference to me. I despise my life. Innocent or wicked, it's all the same to Yahuwah. Wow. That's why I say he destroys both the blameless and the wicked.
Oh, there's a difference.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Okay, you said, hold on, Dad was saying there's a difference. The difference between what?
Blameless and wicked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, were you being sarcastic?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like,
I know my brother by now.
no, I was like, wait a minute, what did you say? You said that there's a difference between blameless and wicked. I'm like, yeah, of course.
All right, what goes?
That was verse 22. Innocent or wicked, it is all the same to Yahuwah. That's why I say, why Job says, he destroys both the blameless and the wicked. So he treats them equally. It's like there's one law for the Gentile, for the natural born Israelite. So kind of
But
this,
again, who's talking?
This is
Job.
And he says he destroys both.
Yeah.
Yahuwah does destroy both. And I mean, at the end, he takes our lives. That's what I'm at, not like wrath.
When a plague sweeps through, he laughs at the death of the innocent. The whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. And Yahuwah binds the eyes of the judges. If he's not the one who does it, who is? My life passes more swiftly than a runner. It flees away without a glimpse of happiness. It disappears like a swift papyrus boat, like an eagle swooping down on its prey. If I decided to to forget my complaints, to put away my sad face and be cheerful, I would still dread all the pain. For I know you will not find me innocent, O Yahuwah. Whatever happens, I will be found guilty.
Can you say, yours says Yahuwah, where I
Yeah.
don't see his name here.
Oh, okay. So what's the use of trying? Even if I were to wash myself with soap and clean my hands with lye, you would plunge me into a muddy ditch, and my own filthy clothing would hate me. Elohim is not a mortal like me, so I cannot argue with him or take him to trial. If only there were a mediator between us, someone who could bring us together. The mediator could make Elohim stop beating me, and I would no longer live in the terror of his punishment. Then I could speak to him without fear, but I cannot do that in my own strength.
That's
Those are the
interesting.
Old Testament God is mean.
Made me think about the Messiah. There was a mediator.
Yeah. And in context, he's not saying Yahuwah is mean. He's saying that basically Yahuwah has the right to destroy the wicked and the righteous the same. We have no right to judge him for what he does. That's basically what I get from this chapter. Yahuwah is sovereign. He can do whatever he wants to the blameless or to the wicked. He treats them the same. And if you go to verse 24, I believe, he even says he gives the whole earth into the hand of the wicked, or the whole earth is in the hands of the wicked. So ultimately, Yahuwah sometimes he'll allow the wicked to have a lot of material possessions, a lot of wealth, and most of the time the righteous are the ones that suffer. To be honest, on this earth, a good saying my dad taught me was, you have two choices. You can suffer on this earth and then be in paradise after, or you can be in paradise on earth and suffer after. And that's the choice. So the righteous are going to suffer on earth, yeah, but what's going to happen when this earth is destroyed and the new earth comes?
The old said you can't vote.
Well, there's I'm not going to deny the reality that we can also live comfortably as well, too. I mean, he's going to wind up getting blessed again. So blessed, if someone is walking in the faith, it doesn't dismiss the idea that they can also naturally live well too. Like,
Prosper.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying focus on that. I'm just saying not.
Prosperity is not.
It's not evil in and of itself. That's what I'm saying. Prosperity is not evil in and of itself. You can't rely on it, and it's very more difficult when you have all this stuff. Then your heart can easily be swayed towards what you have, and then start losing interest in you, and then, but I'm not going to say I don't think it's either or, basically.
No, I think from what I've seen, though, prosperity mostly happens to people that live wicked lives, because to get prosperity in this world, if your ultimate goal is to be prosperous and have a lot of materialistic things and all that, you're gonna have to do some wicked things to get there. And ultimately, the percentage of people that's in our faith that's gonna get materialistic possessions that wealthy people in this world have is a very low percentage. That's from my experience. I would say a very small amount of people in our faith would be prosperous like Job is in this chapter, at owning all he had. No.
Oh, we are at our time limit. Yay. Alrighty. Oh, Justine has Shauna has something, so go ahead, sweetie.
Okay, so I just wanted to say two things. One, Sister Milo, I'm happy you said what you said in regards to like prosperity. Prosperity in itself, from my understanding of the scriptures, in itself is not evil, and Yahuwah decides to bless all sorts of people, just like Joseph ended up being over all of Egypt, just like Daniel ended up being at the right hand. Like, he will bless the righteous. So prosperity in itself isn't evil. Of course, like preaching that and that, I am in agreement with that. The second thing I wanted to discuss was in here where where Brother Doug was speaking about that, the Father treats the righteous and the unrighteous the same. My understanding of the scripture was not that he treats them the same, but the one thing that he did say, Brother Doug, was that who can judge him? Who can judge the Father and what he does? His thoughts are above our thoughts, so it isn't up to us to say whether or not, like Sister Milo said, he was already counted righteous, but his friends are sitting here trying to condemn him because of what's happening. But where Job was trying to say, the Father can do what he wants to the unrighteous or the righteous, both. But I don't think he was trying to say that he treats them the same. He definitely doesn't treat them the same. But that's all I wanted to kind of put in there.
Go ahead, Dear.
Yeah, go off what she was just saying. Sorry, let me be so loud. Revelations 20:13, the sea gave up the dead who were in it. Death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them. They were judged, each one according to their works. So that's like, you're not judged the same. You're judged by your works, right?
Yes. So there's always, it's not always one extreme or another. So yes, we are judged by our works. We are judged by our actions, and we do get rewards based on that. At the same time, there is a reality, like I do, and I agree with you, sister, and he doesn't treat us the same in the sense of those who are in covenant have a different relationship with him. I mean, he speaks to us. There's different levels of a relationship with him. At the same time, I just bring it down to the reality of he does treat the wicked and the righteous the same, as a sense of we've all been near death. We've had family members die. We feel that. We have things taken away from us. We feel that. We prosper, we go in poverty. We feel that. So in that sense, in the natural up and downs of life, I see as things that we go through. But he carries us out in a different way than with the wicked. We have a light at the end of our tunnel. That's kind of what I get. But yes, he does definitely judge us by our actions. We are going to be accounted for everything that we do to him, which is a scary thing. And I guess if I had to respond to that point, I think that's where Job's notice or statement that he has to just bring his supplication before him, even if he was righteous, he would still have to plead for his mercy, because we all have our skeletons in the closet that we need Yahuwah to clear out, that we can walk freely and everything like that. So go ahead, sister.
Exactly everything that you're saying exactly is kind of like what I get. There's a scripture that I don't know exactly which it is, but it speaks that, that Yahuwah sends the rain on both the wicked and the righteous. So in that way, he treats us in the same regard. So definitely.
Yeah, yep. Definitely agree. I'm going to end this recording. Babe, do I just press stop? I don't stop.
Meeting.
I just click end meeting, don't stop recording.
No, you don't.
All right, I'll see you guys in 2.5. And